Yo, check me out, I'm Elder B. It's Sunday, once again. Kerbal Space Sundays here on the channel. It's kind of funny how much faster the weekend goes by when it's like Friday, stream, Saturday, play games and do nonsense, Sunday, stream. Weekend's just gone in a heartbeat. Hopefully the same doesn't feel true to you and you had a great weekend. But regardless, you're gonna have a good week. I can, well, I can't guarantee it, but I hope it's true. So, as you see on the screen, tonight we are going to Minimus. Minmus. For years, I don't know how long I've owned this game. I thought it was Minimus. We're going to Minimus. I'm still gonna, it's still gonna come out that way. Anyway, we need to redesign the Moonlander a little bit because it was pretty trash, if you remember that. We're going to do a little wider base due to the lower gravity on Minmus, so we don't do any bouncing around on the surface and fall over and blow up and all that good stuff. I mean, that might still happen, but you know how this goes. Anyway, so that's the plan. We'll do at least a flyby with the new lander, get Valentina and Jeb some experience, level them up if we can, and then hopefully that'll be successful enough that we head right back, do some science, and then wrap up the evening with the usual plain stuff that you know is going to happen. Tea of the evening is Peach Tranquility. It's time for Kerbal Space Program. I always greatly overestimate how long it takes to load the game up. So I'd start it like, it's been going for like 15 minutes by the time we get back in here. Like, oh, we didn't need to do that. Okay, now, we did collect a bunch of moon science last time and we didn't spend it. Because I know we're not at a spot where like, we're not science deprived yet. We're creeping on some stuff that I'd like to build, like to accomplish, that we're gonna need to start being a little picky. Because with the 160, what do we got? 4? Not quite 4? No, not quite 4. 3 items here, and then a little less because we're going to need electrics so we can get solar panels and all that good stuff. But I don't think we need to worry about that quite yet. And plain stuff is obviously always a desire of mine to focus on. But for now, we don't even need this, do we? No, RCS stuff. When we start docking, we'll worry about that. Okay. For the mission, I think we just have do a flyby. Flyby, gather scientific data, return. Okay, so that's easy enough. Crew report, we'll check that box. I don't think... We need to clean up space junk before we do any more rescues. I sent it from space around the moon. Planet flag on the moon. Okay. Nothing to add there. Got my volume up too loud, so I'm screaming at you. Yeah, let's go work on this bad boy. I'm really tempted to go from the ground up, but this thing, not that one. The names are very telling if you weren't here last week. Moon Rescue. This was what we brought, and it did not have enough delta V to get off the surface. We were in lunar orbit and ran out. So, I think the things to note are the relatively low thrust to weight ratio, especially when we kick those engines off. So that was the really big shortcoming. So I think I need to do potentially larger boosters, get a little more thrust out of that stage, and then, you know, we'll be a little better suited to get higher for longer and faster. All that good stuff. Okay, so as I'm looking at it, I really am tempted to just start anew. So 5569 should be enough, right? But it's the thrust to weight that really killed us. We're gonna start new. We're gonna call it Minimus. Minmus. Hang on a second. Let's go verify this. I assume I had this epiphany because I saw it on the thing, on the screen. Minmus. Okay. It helps if you read. That is how we learn. Yeah, I always went with Minimus. I'm sure all my crafts. Actually, we can look. Or there we go. I was about to say, or not change. Minimus. Yeah. See how dumb I used to be. You've witnessed me. It's learning to read. Alright. Now, I've been scared before, and I've talked myself out of drogues and then back into that. Probably in the same session also. I don't think we need to bring anything back home with. So let's go right to... Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna put the right one on? Nope. Nope. Unsuccessful yet again. Do some heat shieldy. Coupling, not payload. This guy? Not even close. Good job, good job. I think that is gonna be correct for our lander though. So let's throw that guy on there. Like something a little shorter. You got stout. That's gonna be excessive. Yeah, that's gonna be excessive. I do think I want the, hang on a second. What did our moon lander look like? The attempted moon lander, I guess. We can't really call it a... I mean, it did land, but... Alright, we had one X900 and then the little guy in the bottom. So considering... I like how I just called it Minimus. Minmus. We'll get there eventually. I can read it, I just can't say it. We'll call it the plopper. Yeah, because I think I'd like to do, you know, like a little tri-lander on it. I don't like that. It looks not great. Also, we need to turn these for my sanity's sake. Let's do some adjustment there. There we go. Thank you, move tool. I wish there was like these cones, like this one, but tinier. Maybe there are like later. It's funny how that won't even like, it won't even attempt to snap to it. It's like, no, that part doesn't go where you want it to. I do hope that I have something other than just cones. Because these cones are, yeah, ridiculous. These are tiny. Man, I hate the way this looks already. It's okay. It's okay. Get over it. You'll be fine. Alright, we've got our landing legs. Let's actually do... Keep it a little closer to... Well, I suppose we don't have engines on it either. You know, that is a key component. Because I feel like more than just terriers is craziness. Like, it's almost like I just want that. $60. Yeah, we had 2 thuds on the other lander and it just didn't go well. What if we try again? What if we do the exact same thing over and over and over? How's that gonna go? .08, but not if you're on Minmus. What if you're on the moon? 7, still pretty good. I don't know, I'm kind of okay with that. Again, I just wish we could top this off with something that doesn't look gross. I did want a control wheel in here too at some point. I think we're gonna try something that's potentially silly. I want to nest that inside. I don't know if that behaves the way it's supposed to, but we'll find out. Oh no. Yeah, I'm ruining the attachment node, huh? Yeah. Can you undo? Is that a thing? It is. Yeah, okay. That didn't work out. Let's not do that. I don't need this big stupid coupler either then. This one. Hey. Hey! Okay. These gimbal, right? They do. Okay. I think that's ridiculous overkill, but I'm still gonna roll with it. Let's see. Let's get the Science Junior. Okay. Now, Sid did me some learning. Let's do it. Yep. Close it. Don't care. Because we're going to delete it. So just put it further away. I don't think I'm going to remember how he did that. Yep, I failed him. That would be ideal though, if we could, I feel like he turned something on, interstage nodes, that's what it is. Yeah, so let's build the fairing. And obviously we're going to do an actual fairing, but this is just for sake of getting some structural stuff. Interstage nodes, there we go. Delete the fairing. Yeah. Because Goofy Science Jr. just looks like garbage if you place it where it's supposed to be. No, stop it. Can also bring these guys in. Yeah, this fairing is gonna look bad from down here for sure. But if we slap our science goodies on the outside here, okay, it won't actually let me attach stuff to kind of that structure, but that's okay. I don't need... And that is going to cause Bob to go just slightly lower. I suppose, can we do... Where? Oh, where? Utility. That makes the most sense. Yeah, okay. You can't attach anything to the structure, which is kind of a bummer. That would be nice to be able to put something on to that there. I kind of like the idea of having that, because it's kind of like, I don't know, the plate is really the best use of things, but these down here, they end up looking just a touch ridiculous, but I don't really care ladder-wise to get all the way down. I just need to be able to access this stuff, and I don't know if that's going to be a possibility. Let's do something real quick. Let's throw Bob in there and put the plopper on the pad and just see if Bob can reach everything from the ladder bit there. Well, it's not pretty, but here it is. Oh, I need to do that. There we go. Bob, get out. Climb down and don't fall off. Perfect. No, okay. I suppose that's not a big deal, though. There's not really an instance where we're not either going to be in space or on Minmus where he can get out and do his thing anyway. So I think we'll roll with that and put the rest of the experiments around this little plate deal here. The only thing that might mess that up is if it restricts their ability to operate. I don't think it will, though. I think this is going to be okay. That might be a little bit of a pain where it's placed also, but it should be fine. Okay, goo, pressure, temperature, Science Junior. Yeah, that'll work. So then when you're looking at the proper orientation there, you can see that everything's good to go. I don't think that tells you. Like, I don't think if that was going to clip and do something silly that would actually tell you whether or not it was going to work, but it's okay. You know what I'm not also a fan of? I would like... I don't know why, but I would like to have our thuds there. Yeah, there we go. Don't ask me why, but I'd like the legs on the outside and then the thud in the center, just so for visual sake, I guess. Aesthetics. Oh, you know it's really gross that I just realized? Yeah, there we go. That could not stay. Go away for a second. I mean, let's be realistic with ourselves here. This thing looks... It's okay. It's okay. I tend to beat up on my own crafts, if you will. I mean, you can kind of see why. But it's okay. It's okay. Alright, let's get the jokes there. That's fine, because that's not actually going to have a fairing. It's just there for storage sake. Alright, let's continue the build. Like I said, this is way too much, but I think I'm okay with that. I think I'd like to have something that's quite reusable. So that's 5 tons. Oh, that's more than 3 times. What's the storage there? 4 and 5. Yeah, okay. Well, let's do things properly here. Hopefully those... I'm not going to chance it. I suppose you can... Come on, get in there. I thought you could offset that a little bit, but I suppose that's only when you've got something else going on. There's my man. There's Sid. I almost let you down. I almost forgot how to do this. And that's not the best use of it. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Yeah, this... I would like that at the bottom, but I don't really want it clipping into that. It's not bad. It's not, I hope you're talking about you, because it's not good, but it'll do. Like most of the time. Yeah, I think... Have you tried the tri-coupler? I haven't... I don't think... Yeah, I don't think we've unlocked it yet. So no would be the answer. Let's go take a look. I do need to do something a little better for the bottom stage here. Is that here? No, it isn't, is it? Where is that bad boy? Specialized construction? No. We'll find it. We will find it. Maybe we did unlock it. I don't think so, though. I'll just click every single thing in the tech tree. Probably blow right by it. That's for planes. Actuators, it makes sense it's not in there. Specialized construction. There's the bicoupler. So I wonder if tri is down further? Service module. Yeah, I didn't see... No, okay, there it is. Tri-coupler. So yeah, we do have it. Okay. Should be a structural part by and tri and I think. Yeah, you're right. Let's see what we can make happen with the old tri baby. So structural. There she is. Yeah, it was blown right by it. Is that the same? That's not the same diameter as this tank though, is it? Yeah. It's a little smaller guy. Yeah, I'd be, we're going big. So, too tiny for my ridiculousness. I'm kind of surprised that there's not like variations of that. There must be, right? Like as you get further in. Oh my goodness. These adapters are what I was looking to play around with last week, and I kept using the stupid fuel tank. I didn't even realize that, you know, this stuff was here to make things, you know, look better. And not like I make them. This is the larger adapter. We don't even need that. There we go. There we go. That's the ticket. Okay, so no tricoupler this time. Eventually, though. This lander is going to make this fairing look quite ridiculous is the problem. Because I'm going to have to kind of put it down further. Think about that. Yeah, it's going to have to kind of cover up this stage. Which I have to... I wish I paid more attention to what I do, because having to ditch the previous stage and have it float in Kerbin atmosphere is not... or rather in Kerbin orbit, is not the intention. At all. But that is what we ended up with. Okay. So this next stage would include the fairing, which we're going to put in an odd spot. Oh, that's a good question. If I put a fairing in between the two, this is just for delta V change sake, does it still recognize them as the same? 880. Oh, I don't have the big enough fairing. Okay. Well, that makes that irrelevant for the time being. For my big stupid craft, it's going to have a big stupid fairing on top. That's got to be in here too, right? Yeah. Max radius 3 meters, and right now 2.25. So that's not even to be big enough. I'm gonna have some goofy way out here. Give me the 6 meter bad boy. What else are we getting in here? Because I don't want to just dump 160 for a fairing that I probably can't use anyway. There's the bicoupler. Oh, there's variants available. I needed to check that. I bet there's different sizes in there. There has to be. I get the cooler nose cone too. That's a big one though. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Thanks, Sid. I appreciate that pro tip there. This time, plan enough fuel in mind for a return. I don't know if you've noticed the theme, but the planning phase, the goofy design phase we've got covered, the planning stuff, maybe not so much. Okay, let's look at the tricoupler. Oh, variants. The variants available are for colors, not for size. That makes sense. Alright. Fairing. Focus on the fairing. Now, 880. I didn't even check this, and I could have regardless of the fairing, but... Okay, that just... probably because of the weight in between, but this still feeds through. I was not sure. Now, are you going to build... Yeah, it's gross. I mean, at least it covers it, but it's disgusting to look at. Get out of here. I wonder... I don't think I'm going to be able to set these in enough to make it not look like garbage. Take the symmetry off there. That might cause some issues too, but... we'll see. Set the fuel tanks in. That's a much better idea. We'll actually do both because we're going to have to do a little more work than just that anyway. I like it. I like it. Let's do it. Let's see. We just did... that just looks better too. I mean, obviously this, you know, kind of clippy edges don't, but It's fine. It is fine. Let's get that as far up as it'll let us here too. Why I'm zoomed in so much for this, and this is rightfully in the way. Can we start creeping in? What would it be? What kind of build would I be making if it wasn't a ridiculous? Can we hide fairing? That would be very nice if we could do that. Cooler. Way cooler. Alright, whatever. We'll just deal with it. Solar power? For just going to Minmus, I think we're fine. We don't really have anything that needs. And we actually don't even have panels unlocked for the time being. But I probably should do both of those things. Research and slap them on there. Okay. Let's see. We've got those. Everything in here looks super ridiculous. Oof, if you're landing. This one is not going to be a land. We're going to do a flyby. Not just because of our, you know, it wasn't a failure. We completed the mission last week because of last week, but also to get some experience on Jeb and Valentina, both. So yeah, it'll be flyby first, and then we'll return with Bob. Bob, did I get his name right? With Bob, and science it up. Okay. So thrust to weight, but that's gonna be out in atmosphere. It's still trash. We don't really have anything better than that. That's even worse. Switch the mode on that engine. Like the same way you change colors. All I see is shroud and gimbal. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, this is what you're talking about. Okay. Dude, I didn't even know you could do that. Like, I knew you could switch variant, but I didn't know it made it look so much cooler, too. Less drag now. Yeah, it is, for sure. Cool. Yeah, this is still pretty trash. I think that's gonna be okay, though. We don't need that much delta V there either. I mean, this is gonna be a monster delta V wise already. Let's go one less. We're obviously experimenting a little bit. What's the difference between the stack separator? Oh, jettison, okay. I don't think I've ever paid attention to that. The decoupler and stack separator are not the same thing. That looks gross. That also looks gross. Oh, it's because it's still counting the shrouded bit, even though that's not actually on the engine, huh? Will... Please give me that, thank you. Decoupler look better. Nope. Still goofy. I don't think it'll matter what size I put there either, will it? I mean, you could put the... Yeah. Okay. Well, that looks gross too, but, you know, it matches the aesthetic. It's all gross here. That's terrible. I don't need... Yo. The coupler gives a little force downward. The separator, right? Stacks up gives force both ways. Okay, so decoupler just kind of jettisons off the bottom, and separator does a little blasty. Does it have a double arrow on that to indicate that? It sure looks like it does. To click 17 times to get the one click that I want. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Blasting it. Okay, yeah, we don't need to do any of that nonsense. I think so, yes. Me too. Now, I'm gonna repeat the same goofy mistakes, though, is the funny thing. What if we just do... Same kind of deal. What if we try exactly the same thing we tried last week? That'll go great, right? Ejection force 250, 260. Hydraulic detachment manifold. Okay. I'll have to play with that. I love in the descriptions, you know, it's like goofy Kerbal jokes, but like I legitimately would like to know what it does, and it's like, oh, here's a goofy, silly explanation we came up with. I'm like, yes, thank you. Can you please explain it? Like, actually, use it. All right. The Cid has spoken. Doesn't even look like it wants to attach to it, though. I think it did. When it says hydraulic manifold, I'm like, it's got to like push, this thing is going to like push this out to detach it, is what I imagine. We'll see if I'm correct. I don't know if I'm just not grabbing that at the right spot or what's up here. There we go. That looks better. Ish. Yeah, it kind of like is weirdly letting me place it in several spots. Is that maybe good or bad? I think because the rotate. Let's try to de-rotate. Oh yeah, it is doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah, I think because the rotator of that fuel tank is just weird. I think it might be, but it's me building it. So you know how that goes. There we go. It's been doing some weird. I mean, it's not it. It's me. But it's like the snapping of stuff has been. Feels kind of off tonight for some reason. Can I... Just a tick. Just a tick. Just to get a little separation on those. Now, here's the issue I was running into last week. That's probably going to be way overkill. Was that thrust to weight was such... Yeah, same thing. Biggest help ever was when I learned holding Alt makes snapping work better. Well, I know Alt to copy the thing. Let me see what you're talking about. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it'll only snap onto the nodes. Yeah, that's good to know. I didn't know that one either. Just holding it down, trying to snap. Yeah, that's cool. This is the big ridiculous one. Let's click buttons without meaning to click buttons. I always have this moment right about now when I'm like, are we gonna get this thing off the ground? Like, is this gonna happen tonight? I usually don't mess with the variants, but sometimes I need to. Otherwise it just looks gross. Fuel lines indeed. First I want to see if we're looking at the right thing. Okay, that's better. 1.28. The thing about the fuel lines too, which I always liked to do, like regardless. $700. I think this thing is going to be like... The problem is it's so heavy. So like, is this going to be enough to get us off the ground? I mean, obviously it's going to get off the ground, but... Yeah, I worry about this. As soon as we ditch these, can we crack on a little more juice? I like it, but I wish the engines on the outer boosters were rotated. Psh. Can do, baby girl. Yeah, that does look cooler. It looks like the separation, like that one is gonna like swan dive off that way, and that one's gonna, you know, backflip off that way. I agree, my man. I agree. Okay, so we're doing with a 0.6 here. If we slap some more juice on, kind of like we had initially anyway, absolutely no difference whatsoever. I don't know why that's showing me that. 1.59. That's kind of weird. Shouldn't that show me that together? Well, if they're in the same stage, it will. Yeah, 1.16. Ditch those. We can put that together. Stage the fairing. Kick the bottom off. That's not really a fairing, so I can actually put those together. Kick the bottom, the 3/8 top. Okay. I don't think this is gonna go well. I wonder what the variant on that engine is. I think it like turns it into one booster jet. Yeah, it looks like it just... Are you talking about the thuds? Oh man, they're boring. They don't even have it. Never mind. Because that's the best engine I've got. And I know this is too heavy, right? Like this craft is overkill. Alright, poodle is what I was looking for over terriers. It's big though, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, instead of doing the thuds. We'll play with that next time. Because this is 650... Oh, skippers are better. I don't think it gimbals though, does it? Let's try that. Please play nice together. Okay, that is better. It does gimbal. Okay. There might be a variant on the skipper or poodle that will work that size. Yeah, I honestly, I didn't even ever play with that. So that's super cool that you can take the same thing and make the ridiculous little top bit to it look better. I wish you could... Yeah, alright. Do something about this nonsense. Actually, no, that's right. We had determined because it usually looks like that, coupling it, even when it looks like that, doesn't matter. It's still going to do the big stupid coupling. That's okay. That's alright. If that's the dumbest looking thing on this craft, then we'll be alright. Wish the couple parks didn't freak. Like, yeah, that's the worst thing. Otherwise, honestly, that's big and ridiculous, and this is way overkill for this, what the mission is on this thing. But yeah, it's not too bad. Might be a button for turning the shroud off. I prefer the shroud. Like, I would rather see that than the engine. So, I know it's goofy, but it'll do. Alright, our staging is imploded on itself. Where... Okay, there we go. I was like, where have these engines disappeared to? There we go. You can play together. The fairings we can ditch since the one is not real. Ditch that. We can do engines together there. Separate the bottom. Drogues, shoot. 6485. Now again, I still think I'm going to deal with my issue of being too heavy. This at this point we'll be out of atmosphere, so it's not a big deal. But if we can only get 965 and a minute long burn, yeah, the weight to start is the issue. Like obviously delta V is ridiculous, right? Like that's so much. Like it should be plenty. But I think we're still so heavy that it doesn't matter. 6485 on takeoff. What about upper stages on out of atmosphere? So you pull that bad boy off. And we go, we're in vacuum. Oh, well, hang on, let me do that. I think I had that set to vacuum. Yeah, okay, that's a more reasonable, it doesn't look so ridiculous number. Now let's go, you know, after we ditch this, we're gonna be maybe like here-ish, not quite all the way up. So with 4839 remaining, what's the rest of the way at that point? 1.3 is fine. And then obviously when we get out of atmosphere, pull that bad boy off. Yeah, 3876. So a ton. Oh. Come on. Come on. I can see it trying in there. There we go. No, that's a good trick. Thank you for that. You know what? We can sit here and look at delta V numbers and thrust to weight ratios and do like what's smart, or we can go fly this thing. Try that. You know it. You know it. This mofo gonna fly. Alright, did we think about things and stuff? Where did my chute go? Okay, it's there. There we go. It's invisible. I think you have more than enough. I think you're right. I think I need to start going solid on the initial when I'm doing these heavier, stupider, these heavier, less intelligent builds, but let's just do this. Oh, you know what? I do need to revert. We need Valentina co-piloting this bad boy. Not only do we need all the experience we can get up there, but we also need, you know, to get some experience. Jeb and Bob are like, oh, I don't know about this. I don't know whose idea this thing was. Shut up, boys. Away you go. I never play with costumes, but just for sake of not looking like the same pilot, we're gonna play a little dress up. All right, since gambling is now in every facet of our lives for some reason, every time you turn on a TV, there it is on the commercials for it. Who thinks this is going to make it? I'm accidentally throttling up, so we're already off to a bad start. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's pretty telling, isn't it? I should have put this on the front side too, so when we stage, I don't know why I'm tilting over. We're not going anywhere near fast enough to do anything yet. Yeah, when we stage, those might be an issue, but the hydraulic stuff should help with that. Yeah, too heavy, not enough thrust. I think we're gonna go to solid boosters. I mean, it's speeding up pretty well at this point, but as soon as we go down to that single engine, I don't think it's gonna look that great. We'll see though. Getting too aggressive there. I really don't think I'm of the level of expertise to start making determinations like that. Yeah, that was too aggressive. She's gonna start pulling it down too much. Yeah, maybe it's all right. Again, I'm surprised at how much altitude we are really gaining here. Oh, okay. You know we got to try and save it. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. We know this is not successful, right? Well, let's see what happens. What kind of scientists would we be if we didn't conduct science? Of the experiment type. That's so bad. We're gonna have to go to thuds here in a second. Alright, well, since we know... Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. Stage it all. Yeah. Get out of here. See, you don't need an escape system. What's the purpose of that? Look at how good this bad boy's flying. Alright. I think that already saw potentially... You know what? No. We're not going to make a determination just based on the maybe. We're going to do it. We're probably going to come back and change it, but for now, we're going to do it. Yeah, so those will kick off and hopefully get out of the way. The fairing was very unhappy with those tanks, so let's back those off a touch. Yeah, I was definitely trying to like every little bit that I could like get as close to clipping it as possible, but let's be slightly smarter about it. Okay. Maybe that'll work. And actually, different game. I didn't even know you could do that. Yeah, okay. Stage check. Sides, bottom. Put you together. Both fairings. Put you together. Bottom drogue shoots. Save it. All crewed up. You know what that means. I'm very much in the mindset that we should change boosters, but oh, what I wanted to check first. Okay. Referred to 11 seconds ago. That didn't explode, at least there. Now, when we're going 300 meters per second, more than that, because we'll be up much higher. Who knows? Off we go. It didn't look like this engine closest to us was doing anything whatsoever. It's like, what's the point of this? Yeah, these boosters are not sufficient. Insufficient, inefficient boosters. I'm so tempted to just go unlock heavy rocketry, but that's like, that doesn't fix my inadequacies, right? Like my builds need to be better at stages and how much delta V is in each. What is that? That's funny. That's from the last lander. Okay, pay attention. Quit sightseeing. I didn't put the RCS on it either, but that's alright. Especially for just doing a flyby. There we go. Much better. Yeah, we're too heavy. Look at that, slowing down. We just need to get higher first. Like, it's gonna teeter right here on the edge, right? Like, we should still be accelerating, but it's gonna, like, yeah, as we get higher, then it'll be better and accelerate, but that's just a waste. Need to booster up the boosters. Okay, so only 964 with all that here. We got 6480 total, so 6,500 and about 1,000 on the first stage. Let's crack these bad boys off. Are these heavier? 0.4. Oh yeah, they are. Okay. That's not helpful either. Cracking on almost a ton extra just by having those on. Now, I can't imagine. Let's just, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We know that's a shortcoming, so let's not waste time messing around with it. We're going old school? We're going thumpers? I feel like I want 3 if we're going thumpers. Yeah, that's a lot better. Burn time is just as short, though. What if we do a limit? Like a 75 on them? 1.3. How about... Nope, that's not what I want. That is. What if we get crazy? We'll do it a 1, 2, 3 way. Main, 3 of them. Okay. We're still 75%, so those should last a touch. The 56 seconds I'm kind of worried is that. Let's maybe throw on another tank. How's that? Incredibly worse. Skipper. Once again, Skipper was our best bet, right? 568 in atmosphere. Yeah, by far. Yeah, that's our best guy. So, that's not gonna do it. I know it's better to leave these bare, but they look bad. That looks way better. Aw, you can't get rid of those yellow stripes in there, huh? How much more ridiculous? Far too ridiculous. Is that this one? It's like the same one, it's just...
Yeah, one is larger than the other. Okay, we've got the center to gimbal. I do need to get that reaction wheel in here. I think that's gonna bite us. Oh, that's perfect. Nice. Okay. Didn't have to change anything. Okay. What are we looking at? 1.45. It's still only 56 seconds. We'll see. I think having too much delta V up top is really what's killing this. Because the weight to take all that fuel up is, you know, we just don't have it on the bottom. Okay, we have Valentina. Let's see what happens. Yeah, liquid fuel is torching out just as quickly. I almost wonder if I can do a hybrid and do... See, I'm just adding more weight to the bottom of it, but some liquid fuel boosters with some solid rocket. And the solid rocket will do the majority of the lifting to get us off and kind of into the, at least the mid-range of the atmosphere here. The game is very stuttery. It's not very happy with this craft we have here. Whatever we're calling this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stage both off pretty much immediately. We're gonna run into the same thing where it's gonna be just slowing down too quickly. Smack each other. Yeah, this stage is inadequate at best. And then we're a lot lighter, but I wanted to be maneuvering already on this stage. We're gonna be to the last stage in seconds here. Yeah, definitely not what I intended. I think we need to beef up kind of each stage. Because this just isn't going to be sufficient enough. Again, I'm tempted to just do heavy rocketry and get a better engine, but like I don't need it, right? I've got everything I need. I just need to build better. Which sounds super simple. Just build better. Yeah, because this is like the rest of the mission. We shouldn't be cracking off fairings and stuff like that. Let's just revert. We've done the last stage that's supposed to be like, you know, kind of reveal itself as we go towards Minmus and... alright, so we've got that saved. Let's go back to this. Oh, I forgot fins for control on our current craft. Like the biggest con is our lower stage again. Okay, let's cop out. Let's see if we can make do with going bigger. Yeah, these are a ridiculous amount of lift, right? Like the amount of thrust there at sea level, it weighs so much too, though. Let's do it. Let's waste most of our science to make up for our inadequacies. Okay, with that being said, let's get our plopper on there. Kind of reverting a little back to the drawing board here, but I think this is large, yeah. 2.1 thrust to weight, just no fuel. So I think if you're going to do that, you're going to have to go Rocco Max. Play a little bit here. I like the adapter, you know, that doesn't have the fuel in it. The structural bit, at least it looks better, but I think it's cooler to do. Yeah, we can do that. It's fine. Nope, not that one. And that one's too small. That's kind of funny. Somewhere in here is one that makes it look better. It needs to be like in between the two, which is kind of funny. It's not there. There we go. There we go. Slightly better. Okay. Now I think we're probably gonna want two. And again, since I'm going bigger, it's making it more ridiculous. Like that's way overkill. I mean, that technically works. Such a low burn time again. What if we recreate two of these and slap them on the sides? I'm definitely not the epitome of efficient building in this. It's always just like, yeah, just slap more stuff on it. Oh, you're not good enough at to doing what you got? Buy the bigger stuff. That'll work. Go. Didn't seem like it was. Yeah, okay, they are. I was gonna say, it didn't seem like they were equally sitting on that decoupler there. Alright, if we crack all those bad boys off at the same time, thrust to weight is phenomenal. 43 seconds. We'll see. We'll see once again. Again, I don't think I'm solving my problem, right? Like, that'll help me get off the pad better. Okay, we've addressed things though that, you know, were an issue. I can slap some more fuel and then get those up top. That would be better. 2.3. I don't think I'm ever gonna remember which nose cone does what, like, ever, even if there's a fire. Okay. We've got the 3, kick them out, bottom, 2 fairings. Thuds. I think the thuds are a mistake too, but I kind of want to make this work. Like, I kind of want to keep fiddling with this until we get success. What are you unhappy about? Oh no, now we're overweight. Do we have the money to fix that? That's always the solution, right? Just throw some more cash at it. Oh yeah, there we go. Size and weight unlimited for 282. Money well spent. This is why we do the silliness we do, so we have enough cash to ignore our problems. And engineer report happy again. Okay, last check. Those fairings, thuds, kick them all out. Sorry, Bill, you keep wanting to come with and just nobody lets you. I forgot we have Arfert too. I wonder if we do Valentina and Arfert instead of... That's what we're going to do. We'll get them up to speed, and then Jeb will fly the actual mission, and then everybody gets some experience. Good, good. Let's do some flyby. or let's get out of Kerbin's atmosphere first before I start getting too ambitious here. I probably shouldn't be, but I have hopes for this one. Or probably shouldn't, I should say. I think we don't actually even need to full throttle this. The big beastie engines. Yeah, we're gonna start blasting and getting too much drag here, too much resistance. Okay. So heavy rocketry makes me lazy, but it's a good lazy. It does what it's supposed to. This has been a terrible burn, though. I'm not used to ascending this quickly. This might be it. This might be the ticket. We might be on our way. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. Yeah. Finally. We finally have done it. Now this stage is going to be relatively useless, but with 1217 we're probably going to have enough to do kind of our final bit. We're probably going to have to circularize. Will we be able to do it with this? We might be able to do it with this. We'll see. I've been incorrect about these things in the past. I did the control wheel in here, right? I think so. Yeah. It's right above the Science Junior. Kind of just wasting a little bit at this point. That's kind of funny. I don't have... I think that where the reaction wheel is it's too unwieldy. I don't have a lot of control. That's okay. We'll get floating on up here. Yeah, we'll have to kick the first one, and that'll be okay because that should burn up then. And that's kind of what has been the issue with my other builds, is where the debris is going and which stage is accomplishing which thing. So I think we're doing all right. Now I don't know if this is the best engine for this one, because this stage that's going to circularize needs to be just as good in atmosphere as it is in vacuum. And I hadn't balanced that stuff out. It was always just like, get the best stuff on there. Now what I can do, we have the experiments on board, so at least we can blast a couple kind of en route to Minimus as well. Alright, circularize. Might have to turn it down. Oh no, that's right, we got the next stage. So ultimately, this might be the way to go, and I think I'll put some thrust limiters on the first engines there, the first stage, rather than me having to turn it down all the time. Sometimes my key, I don't think it's my spacebar. This is the only game where it happens, but it just really doesn't want to stage sometimes. I really have to romp down on it. This is going to be really ugly because I didn't center on the node, and I really should have. See if I can make up for it a little bit. There we go. Push that back to prograde, and then that should somewhat even out. Oops. I hit C instead of X. Good enough. So we only have 510, which this is, again, this is the problem, right? Like this stage needs to be more, I mean, look at it. It's pretty obvious why that's the case. This stage needs to have more fuel on it, and there is one more tank there. Especially now that we've got all that thrust to weight, so that we can get, like, en route to Minimus, essentially. Let's match that inclination first. Yeah, I'll be excited when they get the ability to do radials and normal and anti-normal and stuff. So I'm not having to slug these crafts all the way around the nav ball here. Yeah, I'm probably going to use a good amount of this stage, if not, I don't know, maybe a third of it, just to match inclination here. Yeah, I should take notes. That's really what I should do. I mean, if I was going to play this any semblance of serious, just to keep track of what changes I need to make. That's why I always end up messing around with it, because I don't remember that stuff. Okay, let's make sure we're burning the proper direction. We are. I'm sorry, I hit the button to cut the engines when I meant to mute the microphone, and I'm like sniffing at you. I did it again. Yeah, here's just more space junk. Which we know likey. We'll end up starting the burn, and the same thing that happened with the Moonlander garbage. That's just going to be in Kerbin orbit indefinitely until we come fetch it out. There we go. I was going to say, realistically, that's close enough, but where is she? Where she be? There we go. Now we don't even really need to do... I mean, we can just do that. How big is the encounter? Yeah, I think we'll just do that. I mean, we're going to have to stage this thing anyway, and it's going to take way more to actually... It's going to be space junk, regardless. But we'll just kind of like go through the motions. Yeah, we need to test this a little bit more than just make it a flyby. Oops, too much touchy. Well, that's gonna be positioning more than anything. That's fine. It's fine. We'll roll with that. 900 delta V. Should get warped. Get warped. Yeah, I need to put it on the maneuver rather than just letting it prograde. That was a goofy mistake. This launch has been pretty relatively inefficient, and I need to change that. The stage we're on now anyway. It needs probably another tank. I should have kept track. Well, like 700 more delta V for sure, at least. Let's let's all remember that. 700 more delta V on the stage before last. Yeah, we'll have to stage this out. Get that on maneuver there. I don't know why it always wants to like default back to prograde even when you're not in atmosphere. There we go. Yeah, I assume it's going to be much more manageable with the thuds the way they are. Just push that maneuver right in there, and then we can prograde. Solid. Where is Minmus? There she is. Yeah, that wasn't the most ideal placement for that maneuver node either. It's just gonna like boop. Yeah, it's got to. Get on out here. Wish I was good enough to like keep it at 1 second. What do we got? Let's not do 3,000. That's that doesn't seem like a good idea. I don't remember what the minimum safe altitude is on. Yeah, it's gonna be super touchy. I almost need like RCS with these thrusters. Let's do a quick limiter on it. I just need to remember that we're doing that. That's fine. It doesn't really matter what the number is. I mean, it would be nice if they're all the same, but, you know, here we are. It'll just be a little goofy to control this. No, I do... Yeah, I do want prograde. Just a touch. That's fine. I think we'll stay in that level of... Yeah, because then when we exit, we're going to return, right? So I think I just need to see how much more it would cost to get into an orbit. 200, so we're still going to have 3 grand. Like, that's way more than enough. So as soon as I figure these stages out, I really think this will be a decent lander. I need to pretty it up a little bit and, you know, do some other stuff, but, like, make this place look better. But I don't think it's too bad. Not my finest work, but it should do what it's supposed to. So that, you know, that's better than the Moonlander. Okay, I forgot. The purple is going to be after the fact. So let's get warped right before our encounter. What are you mad at? What did... Okay, I don't know what message you gave me a second ago. No, you can't do that. Our little moon, little Kerbin. Where are you? Where are you, beautiful beast? Several days later. There she is. There's Precious. I just want to make sure I don't miss the opportunity to slap in all the science that we can here. You don't need to be all wobbly and whatnot. We haven't done that yet. Forgot to put our flag on the lander bit as well. Okay. What just happened? That's funny. I put it into warp and it's like, okay, no more encounter for you. You're going to the moon. I'm like, wait, what? I guess we'll just warp just prior since it cannot make up its mind. The warping cracks me up because it's like, you know, yeah, just warp me there then. If you're going to be all goofy about it. There we go. World first. Do a crew report. Keep it. Valentina, get out. EVA report. Okay, get back in. It's scary out there. Get the temp. Look at the goo. I almost was like, don't forget the temperature too. No. No, we will not be rhyming our science stuff. Yeah, so I think safe to say, other than popping off that last stage in a bad place, And realistically, since they're hanging out, they're safe. I kind of want to go back to the Space Center and check on if what I'm about to say is true. But I think we'll be able to check on it after the fact. I think our first stage not the boosters, but the first launch stage, I think we dropped it where it stays in the atmosphere. So it's literally just the second to last stage, the stage right below this. And I'm going to keep saying this so I remember. If we do like 750, maybe 800 to be safe, more Delta V on that stage, then we can have it smack right into Minmus or the moon, and we'll be 0 space debris at that point. I think that will be pretty solid. Okay, we don't have anything else to accomplish here. We're 2 pilots, so... Oh, geez, I almost forgot. Materials... Ah, I can't use it. That's the only bummer. Okay, so this is kind of a waste since we can't bring it with us. Can you... You can't even get the experiment though, can you? As a non-scientist. Collect data. Okay. Yes, you can get the one time and then bring it with you. You just can't reset it for another use without a scientist. Well, that's cool. At least we got another one of those. Yes, we did our world first flyby, and then contract. Flyby Minmus. And then part of that was also... Is there a contracts bit? There is. Gather science data. Yeah, so we just need to get home. That is mission complete. What kind of periapsis are we talking about? Oh, that's kind of funny. Being influenced over here has already got us exactly what we want. We're already on a re-entry over there. Let's warp there. Watch old Minmus go by. We'll see you soon, bud. We've got enough to touch your glassy surface. And technically we'll have more, because I'm going to add, of course, when do we ever take any capabilities of a craft away? What I would like to do, and I don't want to warp, because I'm assuming we're going to end up, yeah, okay, so we can warp here. That's fine. It'll do its thing. Bam, there we go. I would like to push that periapsis up just a touch. I don't really want to come bombing into it at 20. There we go. That'll do. That'll do just fine. We're obviously wasting all this bottom stage on this mission, but this was about experience, contracts, and grabbing a little bit of science. Para, how's it going? Wish I could stay, but I have things going on. See you next time, or if I'm lucky, a bit later. Yeah, no worries. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. We'll catch you, you know, it's every Sunday. So, at any time, I appreciate you coming to say hi. Yeah, a little bit later. This one will probably go later tonight, too, because this is the first mission that I've launched tonight. So, we're going to do another one, and then maybe we'll have time for playing stuff. I don't know if we will, but we'll see what's up. But anyway, I hope you had a good weekend. Have a good week if I don't talk to you again before it happens. Alright, mission complete. Let's get... it's funny how slow in orbit that got. 40 meters per second. Let's get back home. I don't even know what kind of goofy inclination we'll be looking at. I do want to get the focus back on Kerbin, though. It's going to be an interesting challenge to do so while warped. There we go. Yeah, and I don't really care, you know, how... Well, I guess I do a little bit. We'll see. I think I'm going to be going kind of crazy fast down at the bottom end here. But I think we were at, like, somewhere in the 2000s, like 2300 coming from the moon. Yeah, so we'll be slightly faster than that, but Okay, substantially faster. Yeah, let's just let's burn off. It's obviously going to drop this also. Oh, we're thrust limited. Stop doing that for a second. I don't remember what all you can accomplish with action groups, but that's definitely something that I would have looked at doing. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We'll basically just burn out as much as we can. Actually, you know what this is good practice for? Let's adjust that. And that would be a radial out. So that's going to be face that way. So it's probably just to the left. You can bind things to the landing gear key if it doesn't use them. That's a good idea. That's anti-normal. So radials are going to be on this side. I don't remember which one is in and which one is out. That's out. Yeah, we're going to do some silliness just to make sure. Or like the brakes key maybe. Yeah, the brakes key would be a good one on a rockety type craft, since you're not going to use them anyway. Unless you have some crazy wheels structure going on. Yeah, this is all quite unnecessary, but I'm just, we have a ridiculous amount of fuel left, so why not throw it into space? Or air brake. Is air brake, because the air brakes are inherently mapped to the brakes, right? So you would have to kind of like remap them if you wanted them to be any different. Okay, I think that'll do us. I love how those glow red still. That's so cool. I know there's better effects with like with the mods and stuff like that, and the, you know, that do stuff just like that. But just even how they were like, hey, that's hot. Make it look hot. Unlike this craft. I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I wished I had some cooler stuff to cap up the top here, but volumetric clouds. I know everybody likes volumetric clouds. Does some nutty shit. And obviously it's cool, right? Like, but I don't think they look, how do I word this? They look great, right? But it's not very cloudy, I guess. I mean, it's better than this, right? Like, Kerbin has literally no precipitation ever anywhere. Like, it's, you know, that's silly, but I don't know. It is better than nothing. So I guess I should stop attempting to kind of trash it, I guess, if that's what we can call what I was just saying. There's a version of it that makes it super cloudy. Yeah, I've like it just being on the subreddit for Kerbal. Bunch of good people over there, by the way. Yeah, people talking about their mods all the time. Like, I'm familiar-ish with the names of mods and what they do. And make storms on different planets. Yeah, that's definitely cool. I did look at, I did start piecing together parts for a new rig. We're probably 6 to 9 months out from me actually pulling the trigger on anything like that. But that's, honestly, that's one of the biggest things holding back me doing too much stupid stuff. I mean, you guys saw what happened on Tuesday with Saloon Simulator, right? Like, performance-wise, you know, between the game not being super optimized and my computer, like, it just couldn't even handle it. Plus, I'd like to stream for you guys in 1080p, and this rig can do it, but it's not great, right? Like, something takes a hit, either the network or the game. So the 720p is not the best to look at. I know. Like right now, YouTube is struggling to do these very rudimentary atmospheric entry effects here. Alright, let's just spend the rest of this fuel just because we can. Periapsis says you gonna crash. I think we'll be in the water. Sure looks that way. Alright, well, I don't want us to just, like, get all crazy. Let's get rid of that. Bye, lander. You're not you're not doing what I think you're doing, are you? Okay, not controllable. You better be going down. All of a sudden it stopped getting the you know, the atmospheric friction here, and it was just like, okay, I'm gonna go fly off now. More space junk for you. Nah, she'll behave, I'm sure. Right? Right, Plopper? Like it's a kitty. I don't know what I'm looking at that for. We know where we're going. We're going down, baby. World first. Escape the gravitational influence of Minmus. I love how people just pay you. Like, oh my goodness. You did such great things in space. Here's some cash. You got cash? Give me cash. Yeah, I think we'll end up playing with mods at some point. Even just like, even with this computer, just to see what we can pull off. Like I had said previously, I had at least one with Kerbal Engineer, I think. Down we go. Okay. Yeah, that's very telling on if you're above the water or not. Which it seems that we is. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. Bink. Flipping a coin. Numbers are ticking down pretty quick. I always pull it too quick though, and then we sit here for 45 minutes and watch this descent. Just have Arfort get out on the ladder. What's going on out there? Go outside and check it. It's very watery out here. Oh, it was with that bottom can. That's what it was on the rescue mission. I was like, what were we doing when it was heavy enough that I was kind of like, oh, I hope that's gonna do what it's supposed to do. I think that's all the lander bit there. Obviously, it's on the far side of the planet there. Don't forget the main. Blabbing away, splashing in. So, a successful flyby. We have a little tweaking to do on the craft. Making it beefier, unnecessarily beefy, was one way to do it. Hopefully I hopefully I get better at this, because if I have to do that and we're going to distant worlds, it's obviously not going to work out too well. Let's speed this up a little bit too. Yes, I know. But yeah, mission success-ish. Be interesting to see to take this bad boy up to the moon again. We won't do that tonight, since Minmus is obviously an easier body to get to and on. And we do a little splash. Okay, since we were underwater there, it seemed like a big splash. Bam! Going home. I don't think we garnered like a ton of science just from a flyby and a couple experiments. 110, that's not bad. We can do the electrics no problem, so that was probably worth it, at least just for that even. And then we can slap those bad boys on it. Give me the monies back. There we go. We got some levels up. So now we have 3 1-star pilots, which is fantastic. Alright, go through all our monies. Incredible. Alright, got back from Minmus, return from the flyby, scientific data. Explore, that's the contract for bring some science back. Okay, and then also the contract there. So we're cashed up really well. We were at like 730 or so before that mission. So that's significant. Before I forget, we're going to need it and we're going to use it. So let's just get some solar panels. Battery, solar panels, all that good stuff. I'm not going to worry. Can we grab another science experiment? There's the ones we can leave on the surface. That processing lab is not anything we need to worry about yet. I don't think there's really any other... That's for ore. Yeah, I don't think we've got any other science experiment stuff. Is this all RCS tanks? Jumbo tanks. We like jumbo tanks. That was the RCS, and then this is like the tiny RCS stuff, right? Yeah. Shrimp. Shrimp. Okay. We're not in here to look at science. We need to stockpile a little bit because I get a little science clicky when the bank account, if you will, fills up a little bit. We tend to get a little splurgy, if you will. Okay, this thing is still disgusting. This stage, let's pull that bad boy off. We need that to be more like 1700. I think we can do a little better with our fuel usage here, so we don't need as much here. But I also don't know if just popping more fuel on here is going to work. But we are out of the atmosphere by the time we get to there. So I almost think I can take some fuel out of this stage, or rather this one, to make sure that that's ditched prior circularization, and then add some up here. I think I'm going to try that. How much do these hold? Basically, not quite what's in that. So if we leave the overall delta V the same, 7,700, but make this lighter, and actually we want... Because if I lighten this, it's going to take it out of these right away anyway. Do we gain or lose anything? We gained 3. I don't care. In the name of vanity, I'll let 3 meters per second go by the wayside. I wish I had a tank that was the equivalent of 2 of those. These are skinnier, right? Yeah, quite a bit. I wish I had a double though of that, like an 1800. Because you start stacking these and they look gross. I don't know, maybe I'll start coloring stuff. Who knows? Anyway, okay. What did I take out of there? 270 and 330. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So that's only like 300. I said 700, but lightening that, I should have checked this also. 2.29. If I put that back up, alright, it's not that significant. How does that lower our burn time too? We have 51 seconds here. Well, that doesn't make any sense, but it must be limited by the outside here. Yeah, essentially that's going to immediately fill back with this, so I should have just taken out of there, but it's alright. I don't think I quite accomplished what I wanted to there. But it'll work out. It'll work out indeed. Okay, the next thing to do is just get on over there with Jeb and Bob. Jeb and Bob it up. Not action groups. Yeah, we're not doing cool enough stuff yet to get crazy with action groups, but I know eventually when I'm wanting to rotate stuff and do some silliness like that, that'll be next. You know what else I forgot? Which I'm glad we're here, because I also wanted to put on... Where can I snap this without it being goofy? Okay, I'll take that. And then let's do... That'll be fine. It won't be the most efficient for when it's on the surface, but that's okay. At least, you know, regardless of how you're tilted into the sun, you'll get some from that. That's red, and I think that's going to get mad at me. Okay, it's not actually connected to anything, is why. So let's not forget batteries. No, stop doing what you're doing. Let's just do... There we go. That's far too much, but it's okay. Alright, so we wanted to do that. Yeah, pardon me. Once I continue to play with this, I think maybe even the... Because what do we have on it? We've got a skipper. Which is this one? 568 and 650. I mean, these are the... That's the beefy boy, though. That's on the bottom. I don't know. What if we do that? We're at 77... 7780. 1209 in the center. I'm assuming what's going to happen is it's going to, like, just burn out fuel. Oh, okay. What did we say? 12? This is only 1,000, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh man, that makes it so much cooler. It just looks so much better when it fits into the tank. Okay. Well, we did our fuel kind of rebalance. God, I hate that. I can't stand it. Wonder if we did... Well, it won't matter. It's the engine that's doing it. Let's say if we do... I always go the wrong way in those. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just kind of how it looks coupled up to it, not the stack. Gross. Gross. I guess we could do... Stop it. Who cares? Who cares about how this temporary thing that is going to blast out of there looks? Oh, you know what I thought about too? I don't know why it's like... It's always my... Rain up, motherfucker! Why it's always my inclination to not put fins. Like, it's my... The easiest thing for me to forget is to be able to steer my big, stupid craft here. Sid, don't get sassy. And some reaction wheels. I had the one up here. Oh, man. Well, no, it still should have worked because it should power up the pod, but it's fine. It maneuvered pretty well. So, I think I'm happy with that. Alright, last stage check. Don't do what's happening here. Kick those out. Do that and that. Some on the outer boosters are nice. Fins or reaction wheels? Because reaction wheel doesn't really... Not with something that's not like super huge. Doesn't really matter on placement, right? It's supposed to be like where the center of kind of influence is and where it turns it, but I think it does decent enough. I mean, I guess it powers itself on the ascent. Indeed, it does. I mean, the wheels. Yeah, I'm with you. With you. Jeb and Bob, staging complete. Oh, let's go back and check out contracts and see what else we can garner in the terms of delicious goodies. Alright, explore the moon, huh? Profitable loose ends. Okay, so that's for back to docking. I'm glad we didn't completely lose that. Green sandstone. I think we'll grab that. I mean, the wheels, when you land on a place, you are correct, sir. And that's why we do have them up top on the lander, so that'll be good to go. I think we're going to crack this sandstone. It's got 12 years, right? Like, we'll be back to Minmus, especially when we start doing mining stuff. So between now and then, we should be able to grab a green sandstone. Sometimes a contract that pops up if you go back to mission control before you leave. I'm pretty sure you pointed that out last time, either last week or week before. And like I usually unintentionally do, I completely ignored you. So yeah, we'll check that out. Okay, sandstone. I think that's the only one we grabbed, isn't it? Yeah, that kind of sucks. But it's a science mission. So what's this? Okay, we can do that too. Go get science. Was it a specific spot? I don't think so. We'll take the chance. Surface deploy mystery goo. We don't have that yet. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Bored of looking at contracts. This is more than enough. We're already cashed up anyway, so let's go make it happen. And then we'll remember, because we never forget things, to check words. Go back there and check out for the contract. Let me see if it's there after the fact. I'll check this 1,000 times. Let's go. Yeah, we had well over 3,000, like 3,200 or something like that. In we would have if we would have actually entered a Minmus orbit. So I think we're solid. I think we A-OK. Let's go. It's Jeb's first trip. You had to watch the ladies take it. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Taking off into sunrise. Well, okay, it's not beautiful, but it's there. it's a sunrise. I know, mods. I feel like it was actually slightly easier to keep the roll centered up without the fins. They seem to be causing some problems. Not a big deal. This one was much steeper than the last. Yeah, she's wanting to roll back and forth, but it's okay. It'll be just fine. Ooh, okay. She didn't like that. Did it take fins with it? No? No, it's just being goofy? Got you. Thanks. Thanks for being a very stable craft. Yeah, it's like the fins made it worse. It's funny. Stupid fins. I think they're offset from the axis on which we're trying to turn. Let's kill it. So it's freaking out and like trying to roll itself over and stuff. Be quick because this one is going to be creeping on you. A creepy creep. That's because you're garbage. Huh? How's that? We happier now? No, not really. Burn time. A lot. Let's go. Oh yeah, it's trash to turn it. So I have to put a little bit of thrust in here. There we go. This is going to be interesting if we pull this off. Okay. Yeah, that ascent was just too steep, but it'll be okay. We'll work it out. Just kind of push that a little further into that. That should help. Yeah, stop raising that apoapsis so much. Push it in the center. Push it into the center. Stage, please. Stage, please. There we go. Bam, that's a solid one. Alright, looking good. Apoapsis is slowly ticking down to us. Let's kind of help this a little bit. Maneuver lock, I guess. Selection, maneuver node, coupling, whatever you want to call it, would be very nice. Someday, Jeb will have such skills that we'll all be amazed. Alright, we'll just let that push out. That's fine. It's trash, but it's fine. It's good trash. It's our trash. There we go. Alright. Now, we go through our steps again. Let's get on over. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Get out of here. Yeah, it's just lengthy enough of a craft with that reaction wheel. It's kind of like, and then it starts to do all right. Take the periapsis away. We don't care. Start kicking this can down the road. And for integrity's sake, keep our efficiency up. Man, we still didn't accomplish what I was hoping for. Actually did worse, I think. We have less delta V in this stage than we did. Huh. I'll have to think about that. I mean, I can think about it all I want. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to fix it, but there we go. Okay. She's over there. Zoop. A million might be a little excessive. Let's do a little less than that. Not Kerbin. Oh, you're going to be annoying, huh? All the way through. All the way through. And I never remember which one's the last one, so it always ends up blasting away through it. Oh, you're such a pain. That's fine. We'll find it in there. Wrong way. Wrong way. See, this is where MechJeb is way better at stuff than I am, obviously. I feel like you do MechJeb, though, when you're on, like... Somebody had a good point. They were like, you don't need to do the cheaty stuff. And it's not cheats, right? But, you know, it kind of is. You don't need to do the cheaty stuff until you're on, like, your 9th space station. And, like, at that point, you've done it so many times that you just doing the same launch and the same docking and all that stuff just doesn't accomplish anything. But we are nowhere near that point, so... Oh, that's what the problem is. Why are you... Oh, that's the moon. All right. How many times have you done this? Not enough. What is happening? What is happening right now? Minmus is way out there, and I am not even attempting to go to the right place here. I think that is what had happened, is I had swung the node around so violently. All right, let's start over. Let's start over. Where is it? It's there. That even keeping track of it was like, where is this thing? So that's the moon. I think I got excited. I was like, ooh, there's the encounter. No, no, it's not. I wish it would not ditch it on you. Like, you know what I'm trying to do. Don't ditch that periapsis on me. Let's do like a 20. That'll be perfect. Yeah, so this stage needs more juice, essentially. So this little bit is kind of what's killing it. Yeah, there's going to be a simple way to fix that. I didn't even pay attention when we staged the first stage. Anyway, who cares? Who cares? Let's get on with it. Get on with it. Can we wheel this bad boy over here? Easy now. Easy now. Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know if I need the bigger reaction wheel, or if it's just placed since it's placed way up here, it's not, you know, kind of centered on the mass, and it doesn't rotate as it should. Jeez, we're already creeping on usual stream end time. Obviously, we're not going to stop it before we do this mission here. So we'll get landed, we'll get back, and it's a bummer, but no time for planes tonight. Next time, I think we're going to spend exclusively, I think it's only plane mission next week. That way we can get a space plane going and get a lot more Kerbin biome science accomplished. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm sticking to it. We'll see. But I like it. That sounds good. It sounds like that's what we should do. Space station. I think what we're going to do before we do a station is a mining operation. And then we can be supplying said station bit by bit. And not have to fuel stuff so heartily on the ground in Kerbin. We can just bring stuff up empty. That's what's in my head anyway. That's what I had done on previous playthroughs. But yeah, there will certainly be a station. We'll do a mining operation on Minmus. I think what we'll do too is like do the mining on Minmus and then bring it to Kerbin. Like deliver the fuel. Little fuel trawlers all over the place. I don't know, we'll see. I've got 200 and some hours in this game, and I don't think I've ever been to like a bunch of the outer planets. Like the Ike, Drool. That's the new planet. Jewel, Drez, all that stuff. I don't think I've ever been to any of those. How far out are you from that? Oh, okay, quite a bit. I was like, it doesn't seem right that 45 seconds is on the bit there. Oh, crap. I knew that was going to happen. Little bursts. I'd like to avoid... There we go. Close enough anyway. I'd like to avoid doing the thrust limiting again. I probably would honestly need to, because I don't need all that much for these maneuvers, especially, you know, just kind of bebopping around here. Yeah, that'll do. Let's make sure we get some more high above Minmus science. 10 days. These boys are gonna be out here for
3.5 weeks. Yeah, actually I should, let's stop that warp. We should do like as far out as possible just to make sure I don't miss the high altitude stuff. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Oh, I could have made that a lot easier on myself, but obviously I didn't. Alright. Time warp complete. We're ready to slow down. We've already got that. We should be getting just a touch out of each of these. Yeah, not much of that. I'm surprised we're getting anything out of that. Isn't it still high above? Space high over Minmus, yeah, okay. That's kind of surprising. Bob, get your butt out. Yeah, it's funny, the crew report and the EVA report just go down to absolutely nothing, but the rest of the stuff is kind of like... Yeah, we can't reach this stuff, so we're gonna have to do some please don't float away stuff. Collect, restore. Give me that. Okay, so I didn't, you know, I did the positioning of the experiments for aesthetics, and clearly utility would have been a much better choice. It's okay. Bob loves this stuff. He's like, I can't get enough. Now, I don't remember... Isn't there... No, I think I changed the controls. Because of a rover in the tutorial was driving me crazy because it was trying to roll itself at the same time. Okay. Good there. What's our charge look like? I don't know why I'm checking. We have solar panels. Like, obviously everything's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, let's get over here. We'll get into orbit, and then we'll do our next batch of science. You know what I do want to do, though? Before we get too far along, let's take that crew report out of there. Do you want to make sure we're monitoring? Yeah, space high over. I know there's going to be something somewhere that tells you exactly where, like, what the numbers are and so on and so forth for all that stuff, but I don't know. I like to experiment playing around with it every time we play it, just as much as the intent of the game is to do so. I certainly want to make sure we end up landing... Oh, I didn't put lights on. I talked about it and I didn't do it. Like, you know, around the tanks here on the lander so we can actually see if we're landing on the dark side, but the goal will be to not do such a thing. Alright, speed it up just a touch for our last little bit here. Point retro. Close enough. I don't need this to be perfect, obviously, but I don't know. If you're going to set a goal, you know, might as well do something proper with it. World first. Minimus orbit. While we're here, we'll do a couple check-ins on mission control here. Because we just have get science from the surface, get a green sandstone, I think it said. But if they get something else like from Minmus, yeah, there we go, from space around it. So we'll grab that one.
and then go back to our fellas. Ugh, all this stuff, and that's not even the junk. There's even more junk than that. We're gonna get a day of rendezvous. What we'll probably do when I get the claw, we might already have it too. I need to double check. We'll probably end up. I'll do like 1 or 2 junk collection, and then do the rest of them off stream. Because as exciting as that sounds to watch over and over and over. Okay, we're still space high over. So I think... let's go here, and we'll do some retrograde just so we get so we're not high over Minmus. We just want space over. And then we'll run all these experiments again. I probably... yeah, it's fine. Ooh, okay. We'll do like a 15er. There we go. Let's get warped over there. It's funny how much smaller it is too. Obviously the name, I get it, but... what's our periapsis? You can't tell me because you're going too fast to tell me? 15. It's based near Minimus. Okay, so they're under 20, it seems. Let's do material study. Yeah, that's fantastic. The science is hauling on in. Get the pressure. Temp. Bob, get out. Bob's the only one doing any work on this mission. Get another EVA report. Grab that. Take. At least we can do that. I know it's only one of them, and it's a pain to float around and do all of these, but... did I not do that one? Did we do the other one? Yeah, okay, we did the other one. Don't worry, just bump your noggin. He's doing some drive-by collection here. Good job, Bob. We're happy with your performance. You get to stay on the program. Okay. That's that. Let's get over here. We don't have the best terrain outlook here, but it's okay. Let's plan on retrograde and just bring it on down. I would love to get... something like that, and we'll plan to be in this. This is a really small window to plan on it, but before we forget, let's throw the gear, and we need to turn the lights on just because it looks cool in the capsule, but that's all it's going to accomplish for us. Realistically, anywhere as long as we're in daytime, I'll be happy with it, but... alright, let's shoot on over here. We'll keep an eye on that speed. If we get too crazy, we'll cut the warp early, but I think we're okay. Near 3,000 meters per second left, Delta V. We should be alright. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let this accelerate even further. It's not gonna get that much faster. We've got enough, we can pretty much cease any descent, really. Man, that would have been a good spot right here. I think that's considered the highlands there. Yeah, ideally we'll start it's going to be more of a vertical, which is okay on this particular body. Yeah, I think there's one of our green sandstones there. There's another one, it seems. We might have to kind of do like a little bit of a hop in this thing, just in case we don't find another. Yeah, so that's how it's smacking into the far side there, which isn't too alarming. Plenty of time to stop that between here and there. Since the craft is kind of sideways, I gave myself a little bit of spatial disorientation there. I was kind of like, oh, you spin that on a knife edge. Because if we start slowing down here... Yeah, we just need to make sure we clear. That's the only thing that really matters. I think this only stones are up here. I have not seen any down here yet. Okay, there's one that's the kind of the cliff face though, so that'll be okay. We can do that. Yeah, I don't want to land here. I want to get it to land in the pretty much as close to the bottom of this cliff as we can manage, so I don't have to jetpack forever to come get this stone or that one, whichever one works out better. Okay, I think we'll let that kind of continue descending here. Are we over? Pretty close, so let's just kill our horizontal velocity here. Or at least most of it. Okay, just out of reach there to even tell. Yeah, that'll be good enough. There's our stone there. I don't think we've got any others to keep in mind. Nah, that'll do it. 1,000 feet to go. Plenty delta V left. Looking really good. I might even take the chance and kind of pick it back up after we touch down and just kind of head that way a little bit. Jetpacking on Minmus is not going to be an issue, but... There we go. Slowly descending. 30 feet. Boom. Successful landing. That might be a stone over there too. Okay, so behind us, essentially. We'll go check for stones. Great Flats is our current biome. Yeah, I don't think we'll get too crazy. I could lift off from the site here and then kind of hit another spot, but I think then we'd be in a little bit of trouble for Delta V to get home, so we won't do that. All right, let's take all these goodies. We really don't need to do any more experiments. Did we not do the doors? No, we didn't. Okay. This is going to be a very solid science hall for sure. Okay, now this is going to be interesting. It's not going to be quite as easy to kind of do our drive-bys that we've been doing. Alright, at least that'll work. Actually, it's much easier with the... Oops, that we wanted to take. I say much easier. It's okay. It's working out. I keep hitting S instead of Shift. Alright, we've got all our goods. We want a surface sample. Now we're obviously going to plant a flag. Let's go see what this is over here. But I want to see if we can grab a mission for planting the flag before we do so. Yeah, if that's not it... Yeah, up there. Doesn't take too long to traverse. I don't think you can really hurt yourself too bad either. What do we got? Pick up green sandstone. Keep it. Perfect. Let's shoot over to... That's good to know too, if that ever pops up again. I can't imagine that's a contract you keep getting. But if it does happen, the Great Flats have sandstone indeed. Yeah, let's see if we can get like a plant a flag or anything like that. Moon, solar orbit. Build a new orbital station already. Edner will come get you at some point. And Herdoc's on the surface. Okay, everything is moon-based there, which is interesting. Oh, Minmus, I got back in time. Yes, you did. And it's not because you were taking a long time. It's just because that's how slow I've been tonight. Yeah, we did our flyby. We got Arfert and Valentina some piloting experience and did some initial science high over Minmus. And now we are on the surface. We've made it. We've pretty much wrapped all the experiments we can do. So we'll just bring Bob back over, slap a little flag in the flats, and head on back. I think we have like 2,700 meters per second of delta V, so plenty to get home also. So this craft is okay. I just need to figure out that second stage. To make sure there's not a bunch of space junk everywhere. Minmus, plop site 1. Jeb and Bob plopped.
I'm shouting at myself in in complete silence for you guys anyway. Yeah, good good execution, up to 40 there. I didn't even mean to do that. That seems like that was intentional. I should probably lie more about that stuff. Yeah, perfect. You did exactly what you wanted to do. A 2-second burn. Short and sweet. You can't control it well because you're looking at it from upside down. There we go. Let's get on over to the next maneuver. Please don't overshoot. That would be exciting. Landing number 2. Yeah, I still am not entirely convinced that this would do well for the moon, and this was supposed to be kind of a multi-purpose lander. I really need to fine-tune that stage issue so I don't just keep adding to our junk. Good enough. Alright, back in orbit. We actually should be in a decent spot to get back home here. I mean, that'll do. We can just tuck it in. I don't think we can do much better than that. Keeps it short and sweet. Once again. Short and sweet, the the node goal of the evening. Alright, let's get on over to that. No need to prolong all this good stuff. We know we have science high above. We know we have science near. We have surface science, a sandstone, a green sandstone, excuse me. Let's be specific. And a flag planted. We're gonna have to kind of look at the nav ball and at Kerbin at the same time here, but I know that was preemptive, but as long as we get an escape, I don't really care. I don't want it to be a crazy escape though. No need for that. Go until it starts to swing the other way on us. We can clear that. That's fine. We're not going to go smacking into the planet, are we? Okay, good. Like, I kind of forgot about that little fact, that you can make this not great. Yeah, we have so much Delta V. Oh, we're gonna... Are we gonna recapture here? That's kind of interesting. Okay. You're taking a very long time to time warp. I think we were still too low, so it wouldn't only let me time warp so much. Time warp. I don't really understand. Oh, this is on the second orbit. Okay. Yeah, let's do some nonsense here. This obviously isn't the proper way to go about this. Let's actually get that. There we go. Encounter to go away. Yeah, it's like gonna freak out for a second here, so let's alter what it's gonna do. There we go, that's perfect. I'm gonna do a little bit higher this time, like okay, or not. Let's do well, we did the flyby. We did the flyby and it was fine at 45, so it's gonna be a-okay. I kind of forgot that we've already done exactly what we just did. So here I am worried about how fast we're gonna be zipping around the corner here, but these guys can take it. They're professionals. Seasoned, somewhat trained, repetitively completed professionals. Alright, this won't be too bad. 30 minutes over is more than I intend, obviously, but we want to go retrograde. We'll burn all this good stuff off. I don't think... Okay, well, 8 science is 8 science. Now we have to kick Bob off the ladder for that one, so let's just go get our 8 science and call that a win. Let poor Bob just get the rest of the mission off here. We'll just close the doors. Maybe future discoverers will find those experiments. Get it sped up to our ludicrous speeds again. What is that down there? I don't like that. 91 point. Okay, it's on the surface. I still don't like it, but it's better than it being garbage that's floating around out here. Coming on home. Never like doing stuff in the dark. I don't know if this is going to be too much for you guys. No, it's not too bad. I just need to remember that it's turned up like that. Look at a dark screen far too often in Kerbal. I can't fully see how much that washes it out for you guys though, so I'll turn that filter back off just in case that's a little too obnoxious to look at. Plus we're going to be on fire here for the next couple minutes, so it'll be quite visible. Upper atmosphere. Didn't know if it did anything significant. I mean, it makes sense that it's not. Doesn't matter, it's just the atmosphere. Yeah, I think I better wait until kicking that off guarantees that we're not going to see it later. We might as well let this steepen up and do its thing. Okay. That'll do. Let's get rid of it. And freak everybody out in the capsule. I love how often they look so concerned. Like, their safety is in question. Oh, okay. That would have been interesting. It's trailblazing for us though. Go find us a good landing spot. That would be such a bummer. We would have done all this way and then be taken out by our own debris that we're trying to shed. Okay, I went away for a minute, but I'm back. Welcome back, Para. Just in time to catch the exciting finale of tonight's session. I mean, other than some redesign issues on the craft, you know, it's not the most efficient. We've got some work to do for sure on that front. Kind of some fine tuning, I guess. But this will essentially, when we get this thing dialed in, this will for sure be our Minmus moon lander, kind of as a whole. So that took a little bit of time, and it's obviously still not perfect. But we did our flyby. We got some pilot science. We've got pilot experience. Let's do some shoots here before I blab myself into the ground. This mission, I think, is going to be quite successful. I'm going to gamble a guess at like 700 science. That might be excessive for what we're actually going to attain here, but I think we did pretty well, even just with the one biome. The low orbit, I think, is where we garnered most of it as well, because the flyby got a good amount for the higher orbit. But yeah, it's been a good night. I would hope that I will get faster and faster at doing the things that we've been working on. Is that going to blow up, or is it going to just sit there? There's the lander. There's more of the lander. Where even is that? Over there. Oh no, not all of it went. But yeah, regardless, using the science we've used to make it easier to build the next thing is a key, because I keep trying to just like, I don't know, think I'm gonna garner. Perfect, at least that destroyed. This stuff, that's just gonna have to be there, I guess, forever. Thinking I'm gonna gain like knowledge out of nowhere on how to build a better craft is obviously been futile. So we get the science, let's spend the science. Then I can build bigger and goofier stuff. Continue the goof off, if you will. Warping on down. Don't blow it up. We'll try some crew report surface sampley goodness up here as well, because I don't I'm assuming this is the Highlands. I don't think we've been up here. And then next week we'll be fully focused on getting a science plane that'll be able to biome hop. So our work is cut out for us. Maybe we'll work on this one a little bit. The problem with this one is I'm not good enough to know whether it was successful or not until we actually go out and launch it. Badlands. Kerbin's Badlands. Give me that surface sample. 9 science for the Badlands. Okay. Good stuff. Bring that bad boy home. Look at how slow the planets are turning down here. Or orbiting. Oh, okay. I was a little off on my estimate there. 1059.3. That's fantastic. Ton of science. So that's like 8. Was it 9? What's that end up being? 9, 14, 30? Yeah. Yeah, 9 of those 160s. Aren't you impressed with my math? Okay. We're going to get a bunch of contract money. 1.7 is significant. That's fantastic. We got Bob and Jeb. That's funny that Bob was up top. Level 2. So Jeb's going to have some more stuff that he can accomplish. I think we need to do like a dual pilot landing and just do a bunch of landings on Minmus. We'll have to have something else other than just do a pilot experience. But that's great. That's fantastic. Let's scope out what we got here. Orbit, spacewalk, suborbital spaceflight, landed, walked, flag, made it back, and made it back from orbit. So that's a ton of money from that. Contract, got the green sandstone, got experimental data from the surface, and space around Minimus. So all our contracts, I believe, yeah, are complete. So we're contract free. We've got more science than we're going to know what to do with, but once again, since next week is plane stuff, we're going to focus a bunch of this science on doing the plane. And not even a space plane. We'll start with just a science plane and stay intra-Kerbin, if you will. Nobody likes to look at a night. So we go today. Honestly, I didn't even know you could turn the camera while you're in the screen. Learning far too many things. Look at this over here. That needs to be dealt with. Somebody's going to go deal with that at some point. Alright, as we've discussed our plan ad nauseum for next week, accomplish a good amount of things that we discussed this week. That's going to be it for this session of Kerbal Space Sundays. I do have on the schedule, or schedule, depending on your part of the world, on Tuesday, usual time, usual stream time, I'll be checking out, there's a developer that's been looking for folks to take a look at their game Soul Salvation, which is unlike any game I usually play. It's like, it reminds me of Devil May Cry. It's like an action, I don't even know what the right word is for it, but it's got roguelite elements to it as well. So if that sounds cool to you, we'll see you on Tuesday. If not, there is still Back in My Day Friday, on Friday, of course. And then, as always, Kerbal Space Sundays will continue next week with all the good stuff that I've been blabbing at you forever. So this is where we're going to call it a night. Paracid, thank you guys so much for coming out. YouTube and Twitch viewers, appreciate you as always. And if you're watching this at a later date, I'm Elder B. Take care.